Crystal. Welcome to the channel.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being a guest, and I appreciate you so much for holding space for us as we walk down this journey. And I can't wait to listen to your story. We all have a story to tell, and we're just here to bring awareness. So, my first question is, what is the one thing you wish more women understood, or just more people in general, understood about their bodies and their energy systems?
What a great question. Our bodies are not broken. They are communicating to us that pain, that fatigue, that craving, that illness is just a signal. They're not flawed. Be patient. Be graceful. Embrace aging. Embrace whatever it is you're going through, that you are not alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's so amazing that we beat ourselves up. Oh, I'm sick. Oh, I have this problem. We beat ourselves up, and that's what keeps us sick. We got to recognize that we are human beings. We are not robots.
Right, right. And so, what modalities do you specialize in?
Well, I specialize mostly in nutrition. I truly feel like nutrition is the bottom line for any illness. Getting people on board with the right nutrition. I do specialize in ancestral healing and nervous system regulation.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times our nervous system, which is literally the backdrop to every human ailment, is our nervous system. We get dysregulated and we get off of our track. I can't express to you how much cold plunges and recognizing that there is something wrong with our nervous system and regulating it, doing
Mm-hmm.
something that isn't normal, cold plunges, uh, 4 count breaths, um, breath work. I'm going to stop on breath work for just a second because people don't know how to breathe. We breathe from our upper chest,
Mm-hmm.
diaphragmatic breathing,
Right.
bringing in that breath.
Yeah.
Those modalities are extremely important to healing people because we forget to breathe. But I
Yeah.
do focus on herbal medicine, nutritional therapy, mineral analysis with our HTMAs. I think HTMA and discovering where our mineral balances lie.
Mm-hmm.
So many people are out there struggling and they don't realize that it's mineral. It's
Mm-hmm.
minerals. It's the sodium, it's the chloride, it's the potassium, it's the magnesium. It's the 4 main electrolytes that keep our hearts and our bodies working, that we are so deficient on, that we
Yeah.
spend our lives chasing for other things. And it's so simple that it's probably just a mineral imbalance.
Yeah.
And that's where I spend most of my time is focusing on um, nutrition, mineral balance, and also ancestral healing.
Right.
That
Right.
and then that going back to where we were 100, 200, 300, 500 years ago, and
Right.
learning that the internet is not normal. It's a luxury. It's a luxury to have. What's normal is relying on family and our environment and and growing our animals and eating animal based foods.
Mm-hmm.
Ancestral is it's nourishing and it's making people thrive. Being ancestral is an extremely important part of healing. Going back to our roots, our fermented foods, our grass fed, free ranged animals, things that we hunted and killed as tribes, keep us well. When we get full of artificial made products, things that have 50 different ingredients in the label, and I argue with this because I have a very good friend of mine who's vegan, and she talks about how great she feels because she went vegan. And I'm not against, hear me out, I'm not against being a vegetarian or a vegan. What I'm against is eating a meat substitute that has 50 ingredients in it, and you tell me that's healthier than eating a piece of beef.
Right. That was something that I struggled with as well when I was transitioning into, you know, healing my trauma. I became,
You said earlier you were vegetarian?
well, I'm plant-based.
Plant-based.
Occasionally, I do eat meat occasionally, but it's not my primary source of food.
Okay,
So
gotcha. Gotcha.
I rather say plant-based to get rid of the stigma of raw and vegetarian
Right on.
and all these other isms that goes along with it. It's just mind-boggling to know that there's so many. But that was one of the things that I struggled with becoming plant-based.
But you could
Is
be plant-based and ancestral at the same time, and if you think about it, yeah, because
true, but if I'm gonna eat meat, I'm gonna eat meat. I'm not gonna eat a substitute of meat. So when I was offered tofu and I was offered, you know, other sources of meat that's similar, I'm like, no. If 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 I'm gonna eat a piece of meat, if I'm gonna eat like red meat, I'm gonna eat actual red meat. I'm not gonna do a substitute. So, um, yeah, that was one of the approaches that, or one of the things that I struggled with becoming plant based. So your profession is in the cardiac space. How does emotional trauma work in your profession when it comes to
wow, that's a very great question. I have to remember that to heal someone is remembrance. It's remembrance of who you are before and who you are becoming through it.
yeah.
Healing isn't just physical. Um, it's focusing on where you are now and where we can improve that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the shadow work. It's the discovery of all the things that were broken as a child that lead to these ailments, these diseases that created trauma in your body. Whether it's okay, so people think the word trauma equates physical, right? No, trauma cannot be physical. It can be emotional, 100%. So as
Yeah.
a child, if you had a family member that neglected you, that didn't talk to you, that treated you less than, or if you struggled with not being good enough, or you struggled with a parent that was a narcissist, that no matter what you did, no matter how you were, these struggles carry on into your adult life, right? And they
Right.
create pain in that heart, and they
Mm-hmm.
create damage in your heart. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you eat, right? You could eat like a plant-based diet and be perfect. But if you have these traumas that are carried forward through parental excuse me, through parental pathways, or even maybe not parental, maybe class, because our school environment is toxic. These school environments make kids feel awful.
Mm.
They're taught that they're less than, and they're taught that they're not good enough. And those heart ailments at a young age of just simply not being good enough, the words not enough
Yeah. So
creates so
they
much
they
trauma.
refuse with life. Yeah.
It's so I'll be 50 this year, and I know that that's a transitional point for a lot of people, but I look back when I was a 13-year-old or 15-year-old girl, and I
Hmm.
look at all the things that I stressed about, right? Stress, oh, I didn't make the volleyball team, or I made the volleyball team and I wasn't good enough. I didn't hit this. And I spent all this time in trauma worrying about not being good enough.
Right.
The words not enough. You're not enough. You're not good enough. You're not doing it right.
Yeah.
That in itself causes so much pain and trauma to the heart, to the soul, to the persons that we are.
Yeah.
That's where heart ailments begin.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Healing healing that trauma is extremely important.
Yeah. When you're told that, and you hear that over and over again, you're not enough, you start to believe it, and the body starts to identify with it, and it's
Yeah.
so damaging.
And it
It
will
really,
fall apart quickly. It will
yeah.
fall apart very, very quickly. And it's crazy because like I have worked in an environment where I have had the most sickest hearts, like literally. I don't know if you know the term ejection fraction, but there's an ejection fraction. It's the ability to the heart to pump blood effectively to the entire body. And a
Okay.
normal ejection fraction for a person who's like 30 to 40 years old is
Hmm.
50 to 60, right?
Yeah.
I have taken patients who are at 20% heart function. And
Oh,
I would look at them and be like, okay, do you want to heal this or do you want to just keep treating the problem?
yeah.
And I had four people that in my program. I had 19 people in my program, but I had four people specific. I was a pre-heart transplant nurse, where I
Mm-hmm.
would make sure they were getting the right medicines and the right treatment to keep their heart functioning, to keep them well enough to get their heart transplanted. Well, I had
Right.
four people to listen to me. I would say, like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
do we want to heal and get better, or do we want a new heart? And I
Yeah.
literally, out of the 19 people that I had on my program, four of them were willing to do what I asked them to do. And we
Uh-huh.
healed them. We healed
Yeah.
them from emotional stress, from
Yeah.
emotional problems. And ultimately, this is crazy, but bottom line, hydration. Hydration is so insanely important. And when I say people are afraid of salt, it breaks my heart because salt is one of the major electrolytes that keeps your heart functioning wonderfully. It's the
Right.
wrong salts. It's table salt. It's
Yeah.
the iodized salt that you use on a table. But
Yeah.
I took these four people, and through nutrition, through
Mm-hmm.
hydration, through emotional and spiritual guidance,
Mm-hmm.
I took them to remove them off the transplant list,
Yeah.
where their ejection fraction improved to a point where they no longer qualified for heart transplant. That's a
Mm-hmm.
really great place to be. You
Yeah.
no longer qualify for a heart transplant. Yay!
Yeah.
That's a good place to be. And honestly, we healed emotional trauma. And
Yeah.
it's so funny that you asked me that because, in my opinion, those four people healed more from emotional trauma than they
Yeah.
did from eating the wrong foods or taking the wrong route. It was
Right.
emotional trauma.
Yeah.
These particular four people, all four of them came from very traumatic backgrounds.
Uh-huh.
Um, and in very different ways. One might be sexual abuse. One
Mm-hmm.
was more a neglect situation where they had a mother wound.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we don't talk enough about mother wounds.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mother wounds are not all moms are meant to be mothers. We're moms. but we're not mothers all the time. And some people get wounded merely by neglect.
Yeah.
And that wound is powerful,
Yeah.
powerful. And it damages your heart. It damages your chakra to the point where you can't process normal daily activities because you're so blocked. Like if somebody was right in front of your face telling you, I love you, you're the
Hmm.
best thing in my world,
It's hard to.
you can't accept it.
Yeah. Been there, done that. But that is a great example of client transformation. So, what do you do daily as a ritual for grounding practices that you swear by?
Well, one of the most important things I do, I have something called my my soul water.
Hmm.
Um, it's a warm water. It's about 8 to 10 ounces. It's a half a lemon, sodium bicarbonate or baking soda. Um, I use nice Celtic salt. I
Hmm.
used Jacobson's. I think that's the name of the one I use right now, but that's the one that's least lead lined. And then I also add I just lost my train of thought. What is it that I use? It's hold on a second. Hold on. Cream of tartar. Cream of tartar.
Hmm.
Cream of tartar, because that's our potassium source, is our cream of tartar. It's a byproduct of winemaking, but it is exceptionally well for adding potassium to our water. So my rituals are I drink my soul water every morning.
Uh-huh.
That balances my electrolytes. I know people hate candles, but if you use a non-scented candle that's a soy base, it's perfectly acceptable for not being toxic. I light a candle, I drink my soul water, and I have my affirmations for the day. And affirmations, oh, and journaling. Journaling, literally, okay, let me back up because I'm talking way too fast. Affirmations put you in the right headspace, keeps you
Hmm.
focused on where you are, and journaling releases. Journaling allows you to put whatever it is you're stressing about onto paper and it takes it away from your mind. I thought this today. I've been through this today. I saw this today. I can get
Hmm.
it out of my mind so I don't have to be like, oh, I need to focus on this. No, you thought about it and you released it once you journaled it.
Hmm.
So journaling, water, hear me out. Water, water is essential. That soul water that I talk about is like most people walk around dehydrated all the time. I don't care how
Severely.
much water you drink. If you don't drink the right water in the right quantities, you will be dehydrated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meditation, journaling, focusing on where I am right now,
Uh-huh.
and meditations, those are all the things. Lighting a candle, I light one every morning.
Yeah.
Even if I work 12-hour shifts. So
Yeah.
I get up at 4:45 in the morning to get to work at 6:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I don't get home till 8 o'clock at night. So the very first thing I do when I get up and I go to the bathroom is I
Yeah.
light that candle. Because that candle is like my focus on here I am. It's where I am right now. That candle is my guiding light. And before I go to work, I put it out. And I
Yeah.
never blow it out. I put it out because blowing it out takes away your intentions.
Oh, really?
Those
I
are
didn't
those are
know
the
that.
things that I do. Those are the things that I do on a daily.
Well, that is good to know. I apologize for my dog barking.
I blocked mine out of the room so they don't do that.
Next time I'll know that I have two of them, two Shih Tzus, and they're trying. One, I have one that steals the other's bones, and so Chewy's, and she jumps up higher in a high space to get away from the other one, and it's just a vicious cycle. They're like children.
They
Uh,
are children, 100% children.
Yeah. So, um, we've covered so much. Gidget, in your profession, it is a highly stressful. I'm so sorry. Let me do
You're good.
something
You're
about
good.
her because she will not stop barking. Hey. Okay. Problem solved. She just needed another chewy. So, your profession is highly stressful. Not only are you having to deal with patients who are uncomfortable and dealing with their own issues, but you also have to deal with the different personalities of doctors and other practitioners. Um, how do you maintain your boundaries while you're serving others? Because you're serving the sick, you're serving the professionals, the doctors and other, you know, um, people in the health field who are also stressed. I mean, you work 13, 14-hour days in a row. I mean, how do you maintain your own energy outside of the journaling and um, your electrolytes that you eat and the things that you just listed? Affirmation.
That's a very good question. Um, hmm, Dealing with patients is totally different than dealing with doctors. So let's start with patients. So, um, the one thing I always focus on is that I'm not here to heal people. I'm here to walk alongside them. I can only make people better if they're willing to help in this process, right? So
Right.
if I walk into a patient's room, I will be the first person that says, okay, let's get up. Come on, let's get going. Today it's morning. Let's get going. Da, 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 da. I don't want to. If you
Mm-hmm.
open those blinds and you continue that process, people follow you.
Yeah.
And I have so much success because I try. It's
Yeah.
it's effort.
Yeah.
When I say that effort is everything, it really is. If um if I'm struggling with getting enough water in, if I don't try,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to get it in. I
Mm-hmm.
have to go, oh, I've only drank a liter today. Oh, well, let's go ahead and get it going. It's
Mm-hmm.
effort. It's effort. Um, I have some doctors that I work with that are not the nicest human beings on the planet, that they're very egotistical. And the first thing out of my mouth is if I suggest it, that's the last thing that they're going to do because I've suggested it. But then I have doctors that are willing to go, okay, we've been down this road, we've been down this road. Where are we at right now? And I love when a doctor comes in and goes, hey, let's all talk about this. Let's figure it out as a group
Yeah.
because we are not the sole answers to everything.
Yeah. It's
There
it's
is
really
so
a
many
team
ways to
effort.
look. There's so many ways to different looking at healing that
Uh-huh.
it isn't one person's way or another. It's whatever works for you. So people say to me, well, you used to weigh 319 pounds. How did you do it? I did it because that worked for me. And I truly don't like to give people diet advice because what works for you, it may not be what works for me. And no diet is wrong. What diet works is the diet that works.
Right.
If it works for you, it works for me.
Mm-hmm.
So dealing with patients and doctors, I don't take things personal.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bottom line. Have you ever heard of the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz? Have you ever heard of those?
I
The
cannot
Four
say that
Agreements. Okay,
I.
sister, you're gonna leave this conversation with an investigation.
Yes.
Don Miguel Ruiz.
Okay.
He is a Toltec philosopher from ancient Mexican beliefs of the four agreements, right? And see if I can get them right. I'm hoping that I get them right. Um, um, be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word.
Yes.
Um, don't take things personal. Um, oh gosh, I can't even. Oh gosh, I'm okay. Hold on. I gotta find it. Um, do the best you can. There's one I'm missing. But I truly live by the philosophy of the four agreements.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I do the best that I can. I don't
Yeah.
take things personal. Um,
Right.
oh, why is my phone not working? Come
Oh,
on.
you're working just fine.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
I hate when you get in the moment and you forget the things that you're trying to say. Um, you know how that goes? Like your brain is
Yes.
like always on point, and then the moment that you're on like camera, this the last thing you do is remember what the thing you're trying to say. Like cream of
Yeah.
tartar. I've been using cream of tartar for 25 years. How did I forget the name of cream of tartar?
Some of it
Um,
is menopausal symptoms, so
oh, sister, trust me, I am well aware of menopausal symptoms. Okay, so be impeccable with your word. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions and do the best that you can. So the reality is I try to live by that. I truly live by that. I
yeah.
wake up every morning and I say, I'm going to do the best that I can with the knowledge that I have today.
All right.
I'm not going to take things personally. I
Mm-hmm.
will not make assumptions. You know how like we make assumptions, right? Oh, that person didn't like me. Oh, the way that she handled that. Oh, maybe she doesn't like me. No, that's an assuming situation.
Yeah.
Guess what that does to our brain?
Oh yeah.
That puts us through so much trauma.
Mm.
You're assuming that that person doesn't like you.
You're
That person is probably looking at you like you are amazing and you are everything I want to be. But you're assuming that they don't like you because their personality isn't giving you what you want,
yeah.
right?
They
So
got
so
their
we don't
own
take things.
problems.
Wait, that everybody has their own problems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We spend so much time in here.
Mm.
It's like so like and if you have you gotten to Rob's business side, I mean the Rob's private prosperity yet? Have you gotten there?
I will be. Hopefully, I will have an appointment next week.
In
Yeah.
in the documentation that he set out that gives you an example, it was so mind-boggling to me because he had the Toltec philosophies of those four agreements in that. And I
Okay.
was like, I have to incorporate that into mine because that is something that I've been reading for over 20 years and
Yeah.
I've literally tried my best
Uh-huh.
to live by those four agreements. I don't take things personally. I don't make assumptions. I
Sure.
do the best that I can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's amazing. Read, and the books are only like 30 pages long, so it's like you can read through them so fast. You could
Hmm.
probably find an online version, but it is soul changing, sister. It is
And
soul changing.
I spend most of my time in books. I just, yeah.
I
I'm
could
shooting
probably
that
show you
hard.
my shelves after shelves of books. I have learned that our internet is a good thing and that you can pretty much um, figure out a lot of stuff on the internet. You just have to be careful with the resources. But um,
Well,
the
there's
four
something
agreements.
about the book. I like holding it. I like the smell of the pages. I like
Yes,
being able to flip through it. I
yes,
like making notes in it. I mean, I still have a library card to this day. I do.
yes.
Uh, yeah, and I have no shame about it. I will check out a book, but most of the books I do purchase because I like to make notes in them.
I love a good. I love a good book.
Yeah.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I'm reading. Oh, hold on a second. I'll grab you. I just put it in my purse. That's why I'm having to grab it out. It's in my purse. Hold on. It is. I know you're probably not pagan, but I am. It's to walk a pagan path, and it's literally like everyday it's an everyday Bible of how to improve yourself and how to improve your interactions with other people, because the word pagan is a very scary word, right? Oh, to be pagan, oh, you're a devil worshiper. No. The word pagan means that you are ancestral. You're going back to the same grounds that our
Yeah.
ancestors have have
There's
for thousands of years lived upon. And it's worshiping nature, and it's worshiping the tides of the seasons and the elementals and the moon tides and things like that. But this particular book, I'm loving it because it literally says to walk a pagan path means it gives you 365 days of the year,
mhm.
different things that you can do, not only mentally, but physically, to make yourself more aligned with nature.
Yeah. Well, I've worked with people before in the past, who are pagan, who have other different religious and faith-based viewpoints, and what do as someone that uses their gifts as a vessel, I'm not going to turn someone away when they need help. I have cookbooks and other books to help me understand their situation and their dynamic, because they deserve to live just as much as anybody else on the face of the earth. It's not about color, race, or what other superstition people have. It's about life. Everybody wants the same thing. They want to be appreciated. They want to be loved. They want to,
Acknowledged.
yeah, exactly, give love. And who is anyone on the face of the earth to deny someone else from having the same things that you're fighting for? Who? So this brings us to a good wrap up. And I have 3 questions to ask you before we leave.
Okay.
One of them, the first question is, what is one powerful shift that someone can do today to start feeling better, more in balance?
Slow down. Listen to your body. Choose one nourishing ritual and commit to it daily. That's it. Slow down. We live in a world of go, 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 go. Slow down. Just slow down.
Slow down.
Slow down. Live
Quest,
in the moment.
right. And it's hard to do, living in the moment. But when you live in the moment, you start to see a different future for yourself versus trying to create a future with thoughts from the past. You can't do anything about it.
So they say that if you live in the past, you drum up depression. If you live in the future, you drum up anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
The present is upon us because it is a gift. Being present in this moment allows our body to realize we are here right now. Right now.
Right. We're here right now. Last question. No, I'm sorry. Question number 2. Question number 2. If you could speak to your younger self out of your whole entire journey, good, bad, and indifferent, what would you say to your younger self?
My younger self. Number 1, believe in yourself. Number two, have grace. We are not designed to get to the finish line all at the same point. Get there when you get there. Be graceful and know that you are worth it. You deserve everything you're working for. Not because you're a mother, not because you're a wife, not because you're a worker or a nurse or whatever it is that you are doing. You deserve it because you are you. You are perfectly designed, and our mother and father's whole perception of what humans are supposed to be. You are perfectly designed, and you are perfectly perfect. Perfectly imperfect. Perfectly imperfect in everything that you do.
Right.
And just have grace and patience with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We are not all designed the same way, and we're not going to get there the same way, and we're not going to have the same path. Love yourself. Love yourself before you love anyone else. Loving yourself allows you to love others. And you can give so much more when you love yourself first.
Yes. Okay, final question. Where can our listeners contact you?
Well, I do have Nourished Roots Apothecary uh on Facebook and on Instagram and TikTok, but I also have Nourished Roots Apothecary as a Gmail email. And please, wherever, if you just instant message or inbox me, however you want to say it, I'll be happy to talk to anybody, but that's where it's Nourished Roots Apothecary. If you type in Nourished Roots Apothecary, you're pretty much going to find me.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. You've been a wonderful guest, and thank you for sharing your wisdom and your journey with us today. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. I would love to invite you back again for another inspiring conversation. It'll be a different subject next time.
I would so love it, sister. I would so love it.
Okay, and to connect with Cristal, you can learn more about her work in the description below. Remember, the Holistic Artist channel is all about exploring natural healing and spiritual embodiment, creating space for soul-led practitioners to share their stories, and wisdom. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell to stay in tune for other episodes. Thank you for being a part of our beautiful journey.